Good morning, well, afternoon in some places. It's Laura Armstrong here, and I am talking to the beautiful Terry Lynn Phillips. She is an amazing VA with tons and tons and years of experience. She has changed people's lives in their business, and I'm very excited to be talking with her today. So she has, welcome Terry Lynn.
Thank you, Laura. I'm excited.
Yeah. So we're going to do like a fun little thing today where she's going to pull up the website where she can crack her code and get her bank code, which will actually tell a little bit about her personality. And then once she does it, I'll be able to give her a little bit more about herself and what I read from her when I look at her code. I already have a pretty good idea what she is, so I'd be interested to see what she pulls up. All right, Terry Lynn, so if you want to share your screen and pull up the website, that'd be perfect. Awesome. Okay, cool. So she's going to go down and hit crack my code. Okay, great. Now just scroll up a little bit. So you're going to rank your values. Okay, so first of all, just come up a little bit more, Terry. You're going to read the values on each of the cards, and then you're going to sort them in order from 1, 2, 3, 4 of what's most important to you or represents you the most to the least. Now remember, you're a little bit of each one, but we're looking for what you're the most of in order. Okay, so take your time, do that.
So we have blueprint.
Right, which is stability, structure, systems, planning.
Predictability is one.
Yeah.
And then we have action, action, winning, fun. And then we have nurturing. And then we have knowledge. Correct. And it's kind of funny because as soon as I saw the word nurturing, my heart like skipped a beat. Like, yes, that's me. That's me.
Okay. So is nurturing your number one?
Yes, nurturing is my number one.
All right,
and
cool.
knowledge is, 4 degrees and working on the 5th. And I love to teach and I love to share. Let's see, blueprint and action. Blueprint would be next.
There you go, autofill. So now,
it just popped in there.
Okay. So you are a BKNA. Okay, so I'm going to write that down, and you're going to autofill your information below.
So, nurturing knowledge. I'm making notes.
You're NKBA.
Action. Okay.
So now, fill out your contact info below, and what's going to happen is we're going to send you a report about yourself. Okay, and that's absolutely free. It's a $99 value. And then you agree to the terms and crack your code. There you go. And that's going to come to you. Okay. The cool thing about when someone cracks their code, as the person who sent you my link, I also receive a report about you.
Oh, good.
It's called a sales report, and how it works, it's not always for sales. It's more about relationships for me. And I'm going to send you this report as well, so you can take a look at it, Terry Lynn. But it tells me exactly how to speak to you, okay, on the values that are important to you, either to close more sales, predict your buying behavior, or just have a really rich and dynamic relationship, which is what you're all about as a NKBA. So you can stop sharing your screen there, and so let's just talk about who you are. All right, so at home, I use the value cards that you have on the screen. I use these value cards at home, so they're like little credit cards.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have them right by my computer all the time when I'm talking to people. So as a nurturer, okay, you love community and connecting people. And when you said your heart skipped a beat, I'm like, absolutely. And you are in the business of connecting people together, not only with their business, but with each other. Okay.
Yeah.
So your currency necessarily isn't all about money. It's about relationships. Okay. And you are probably a huge referral source for people. You're a connector, right? Am I pretty good so far?
Yeah. Yeah, you're just like Putting all my business out there.
Once you crack your code, I know your business, so watch out. Yeah. And the other thing about nurturers is they look you right in the eye, and their meter of knowing whether or not you're pulling something over on them is very high. So they are very high in moral and ethics. They don't do things that don't feel good to them, or if there's even a slight chance that it's uncomfortable or it's just not the right thing, they won't do it. Okay. And they're really clear about that. So when you're talking to them, be absolutely upfront, honest, and just be authentic, because that's exactly what they're looking for. Okay. And they also love self-growth, and they want to feel like they're being included. If you want to torture and nurture, leave them out of something, right? Or don't hug them. They're the huggers in the group. Okay. So you got to really just be aware of that. Okay. So that's a little bit about your nurturing. That's your primary code. Okay. Your secondary code, your primary and your secondary are the most of what makes up your personality, unless your codes are very close together. And I have a feeling yours might be, because you're pretty even across most. The second would be knowledge. Now, your knowledge, you love to learn, which you've told me many times. You love, you can be going to school and for the rest of your life, right? You love teaching people, you love helping them learn. You are seen as the expert in your field. You've been doing what you're doing for 40 years. That alone says that you're high in knowledge. Okay. You love self-mastery. You don't suffer fools, though, I'll tell you that. So you have to make sure when you're talking to someone, you're very all about helping them, but they also, when they're talking to you, need to know what they're talking about. So having conversation is really important to you, but it has to be meaningful conversation. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I mean about that. Sometimes when I say stuff, it comes out wrong, and I'm just like, no, that's not what I mean. So I'm just trying to be super clear here. You're also extremely competent and accurate about what you do. And like, for instance, one of your customers, if they found an error, you would fix it right away.
Oh, yeah.
You probably double and triple check your work. Okay, because you are the expert in your field. Knowledge are some of the smartest people I know. They're probably going to be the ones who invent the new tech or the vaccine. They're the kind of people who are out there making these changes in the world, and so that's what you're also very high in, with your nurturing and your knowledge.
Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay, and the next one is your blueprint. Now, your third code is where we go when we are in stress. This is your stress card. So that's where everybody's been in the last not 3 or 4, I should say 9 or 10 months in their stress code, because you've seen a lot of people not behaving their normal behavior. Okay, so for you probably got super organized. You put everything in order, you were systemized, you focused everything, you put it in, it's very predictable, you know where everything is, and I have a step-by-step process. So you cleaned all of that up. I know, because I did it as well. I think that that's not a normal state that you're in. You're all about the nurturing and the knowledge. But when you're in stress like that, and it doesn't have to just be in COVID, it can be in anything. It's not your normal behavior. And so it's good to be aware of that. And sometimes on a lower emotional intelligence, blueprints tend to get a bit know-it-all-ish. So you got to watch that. Not you, but in general, like, it can be seen the wrong way, just because they can't handle stress very well. Okay.
Usually I clean when I'm stressed.
There you go.
I'll clean.
Putting everything in order. Yeah.
Yeah. And because of COVID, it's like I did several certifications that I have been trying to get done. And Keep Automation was one of them. And that you pick out the organization. That's what I love about Keep, is that it puts everything into perspective and organizes all your marketing. And I was talking to Domingo about that today, and so that was a great conversation.
Awesome, yeah. So, yeah, it's really interesting that your stress card is still kind of floating out there, right? I mean, absolutely. And then your last one was action, right? And so action as your last card doesn't mean that you don't take action. It just means that the other cards need to be in sync before you will take action. So you have to do something that helps people, where there's learning and it's organized, and you will step into action to move forward. Okay. And so that's kind of how your last card works. My last card is blueprint. But because of everything going on, I've had to get really organized about things. So my blueprint has gone up, and your codes can change.
Okay.
right? So they can change. You're not stuck where you are. I remember my husband doing, when I started this, a couple of years ago, I'm like, honey, do your card. So he does it, and he put action first. And I'm like, what? My husband is like a knowledge blueprint. Action is his last code. And I'm like, I said, I want you to put not the man that you want to be, but the man that you are now. And honestly, he said to me, he's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. And then he actually put them in the order of what I thought he was without coaching him. And I said, you want to be in action? He goes, yeah, I really want to be in action. I said, but you're not. He goes, yeah, I know, but that's what I want. Right. So he works on his code to take more action on things, and he realizes he thinks certain ways. So having the awareness about this is just like 150% on your side. So it's amazing. So that's a little bit about your code today.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was exciting. I like it.
Yeah, I love doing it. I find it fascinating. These 4 little cards have changed my life, and I love changing people's lives with them. And I'm looking forward to us collaborating more. And I hope that when you post this on your page, people feel free to contact me or get your code cracked. I'm happy to send you that. There's no cost for it. And it's just really fun to find out more about yourself.
Is it okay if I send them the code
from
from the chat that you sent?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody can do it. There's no cost. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah, and I'll forward you, Terry Lynn, your sales report, so you can take a look at that as well. It's just fantastic.
Okay. I just want to make sure I copy that code so that I can send it out.
Okay, great. Well, I'm gonna stop the record button. But thank you all for attending today. This was super exciting. I'm glad we planned this out because we all need more fun in our lives too.
Yes,
And
exactly.
Terry Lynn and I will be talking to you guys soon. Take care.
Yeah.